A young girl sits in a dusty 1960s Delhi government school. Decades later, she would commission billion-dollar sandstone monuments, dominating India's most populous state. Kumari Mayawati was born into the Jatav sub-caste. Within the ancient Hindu caste system, her community was classified as untouchable, relegated to the absolute bottom of the social hierarchy. As a Dalit woman, she navigated two overlapping systems of disadvantage: caste and gender. Her original plan to escape this hierarchy was highly conventional. She studied for the IAS, the Indian Administrative Service. Becoming a top-tier government bureaucrat offered financial security and a title that could shield her from daily discrimination. Then, a Dalit activist named Kanchi Ram knocked on her door. He listened to her speak and made a counterproposal. Drop the exams. Do not become an officer who takes orders. Enter politics and become the leader giving them. Kanchi Ram offered an aggressive alternative to the status quo. He argued that social change wouldn't come from petitions or government employment, but from capturing the machinery of the state itself. Mayawati stopped preparing for the exams entirely. By entering the arena of Uttar Pradesh politics, she traded the security of a government job for the direct pursuit of state power. Her political education was grueling. She contested 3 consecutive elections in the 1980s, and she lost all 3. But she used those campaigns to learn the intricate arithmetic of caste voting across thousands of rural villages. She developed an electrifying rhetorical style. Speaking to massive crowds of the Bahujan Samaj Party, or BSP, she told marginalized audiences that their poverty was a deliberate, man-made system of oppression, not divine karma. On June 3, 1995, the math finally worked. At 39, Mayawati took the oath as the youngest chief minister in Uttar Pradesh history. She was the first Dalit woman in India to ever hold that office. Outside the assembly in Lucknow, men and women wept openly. These were communities who were still forced to walk barefoot past upper caste homes. Now they watched a member of their own community sit in the most powerful executive chair in the state. The victory validated Kanchi Ram's theory. The people placed at the absolute bottom of the social ladder had organized, voted, and successfully captured the top. But holding power and wielding it are different. Her first 3 terms as chief minister were short-lived, dependent on volatile, transactional coalitions with ideological rivals. To govern effectively, she needed a standalone majority. For the 2007 election, she formed a direct alliance between the bottom of the caste hierarchy, Dalits, and the top, Brahmins. By fusing historical enemies, she mathematically outmaneuvered the dominant middle castes. The resulting vote consolidation was massive. The BSP won 206 of 403 assembly seats. For the first time since 1991, a single party held an absolute majority in Uttar Pradesh. Mayawati had no coalition partners to appease. She held total authority for a full 5-year term. By crossing deeply entrenched social boundaries, she secured a mandate by consolidating the population's most disparate social blocks into a single, dominant voting force. With absolute authority secured, Mayawati launched one of the most extensive construction campaigns in modern India. She commissioned massive memorial parks across Uttar Pradesh, estimated to cost billions of rupees. Her defense was philosophical. For centuries, Indian public squares only honored upper caste kings and colonial officials. Dalits needed to see their heroes cast in stone to believe they belonged in public life. Critics pointed to a harsh material reality. While granite statues rose in Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh continued to struggle with severe poverty. Child malnutrition and maternal mortality rates remained among the worst in the country. Her administration also suffered governance failures. The most devastating was the National Rural Health Mission scam, where billions of rupees designated for rural hospitals and medicine were allegedly diverted by officials. She successfully built unignorable physical symbols of power, yet her government failed to resolve the desperate economic conditions of the rural voters who had placed her in office. This graph shows the rapid collapse of her electoral empire. Following her 2012 defeat, the BSP seat count plummeted from 206 down to 80. By 2022, they held just one single assembly seat, alongside zero representation in multiple national parliamentary elections. Her credibility as an anti-establishment force fractured further when she promoted her own nephew, Akash Anand, as her political heir. This move alienated the new generation of educated Dalit youth she needed to rebuild her base. Looking back at Kanchi Ram's central theory, we have to ask, did the acquisition of state power deliver the promised results, or did the gravity of the system eventually pull her back down? The historical record shows she governed imperfectly. She centralized authority within her party and left systemic material poverty largely unsolved. But her ascension proved that a person born into the absolute bottom of a social hierarchy could enter the highest levels of government, challenge the ruling class from the inside, and secure absolute executive authority. She permanently shattered a psychological ceiling for millions.